to the lineup, I'm Megan McDonald. It's finally that time of year. Conference play has begun and it all starts tonight. So let's get right into it and start with your top stories. Over in volleyball, defending regular season WAC champ UMKC hosts Seattle U. Entering into WAC play, the Roos sit third in the NCAA in digs at 17.65 and 36th in blocks at 2.58. UMKC voted number 1 in the preseason polls, but the Redhawks don't shy away from tough competition away from home. SU has wins at Cal, Middle Tennessee, and Florida International leading up to this game. Both the Roos and the Redhawks have their hands full, so tune in on the WAC Digital Network to watch it. Heading over to men's soccer, this is the last weekend of non-conference play, and boy oh boy, Seattle U has a jam-packed weekend, not only hosting number 10 Washington, but also traveling to number 13 Oregon State. It'll be interesting to see if the Redhawks can break through and give the Huskies their first loss of the season. SU Oregon State, another tough matchup. The Redhawks handed the Beavers just their second loss of the season last year. OSU holds a 6-2 all-time record against Seattle U, but head coach Pete Fewing is coming off his 250th career win on Sunday in a 2-1 come-from-behind victory versus Dartmouth, so momentum could be on the Redhawks' side. Should be a very competitive weekend for them. In women's soccer, Utah Valley hosts reigning champ Seattle U. A tough SU team, but Callie Stubbs is back from injury and has already made a huge impact. The senior scored the game winner in the 90th minute last week against Portland State. The Wolverines will have that home field advantage as UVU has not lost a single game on Clyde Field this year, while outscoring opponents 15-3. And since WAC play is here, intensity is rising. Only the top 6 teams will qualify for fall championships, so from here on out, every single game counts. All right, let's take a look at other key matchups. Following the volleyball games Thursday, Grand Canyon hosts tournament champ Bakersfield. GCU's Natalie Tardy is coming off a big weekend, being named to the all-tournament team at the GCU Invite. New Mexico State faces UTRGV at home. The Aggies went 9-5 overall and had a very difficult non-conference schedule leading up to WAC play. Moving on to men's soccer, Grand Canyon plays at Cal State Fullerton. The Lopes have won the most non-conference matches in 3 years and the most since being D1. Women's soccer, only WAC matchups for the rest of the weekend. New Mexico State hosts UTRGV, and the Vaqueros are coming off a program record shutout streak with a time of 327 minutes and 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Chicago State travels to Missouri, Kansas City. The Roos have had a fast start, going 6-3 overall, heading into conference action. Check out the cross-country lineup. Chicago State travels to the College of DuPage Invite, while Utah Valley and UMKC meet at the Roy Griak Invitational in Minneapolis. We'll keep it going with tennis. On the men's side, only 2 schools in action. The Aggies travel to the Arizona Invite and Chicago State to the Purdue Invite. Over to the women, New Mexico State heads to the Rice Invitational and Seattle U to the Idaho State Invite. Last but not least, the New Mexico State men's golf team plays at the William H. Tucker Intercollegiate, and the Grand Canyon and Bakersfield women will meet each other at the Cowgirl Desert Intercollegiate. All right, let's take a look at the full WAC Digital Network lineup. 6 games on the schedule this weekend. As we mentioned, Seattle U has a doubleheader, men's soccer hosting Washington, and volleyball hosting UMKC, while Grand Canyon and preseason player of the year, Maria Monteroso, travel to California to play Bakersfield. Don't forget, you can watch live games on the WAC Digital Network at wacsports.com/live. For more information, check us out at wacsports.com or follow us on Twitter and Facebook.